the protesters when there was an incision towards me, and they targeted me and then pulled me out. I told them that it was their duty to tell me why I was being arrested. And then, to my surprise, the first night they told me that I was sexually molesting a police officer on the street, right there in the protest, which was ridiculous. And so they arrested me that night, took me to the station, kept me there for a while, and then two officers came and apologized and said it was a mistake. Now, I don't believe it's a mistake, because I've been a Minister of Transport and Communications, and these officers have been saluting us, so it just can't be a mistake. The second time, it was the 1st of Ramadan, and it is Maldivian tradition, especially in Mali, that people go out on the street for a round in the evening. And like other months, it was Friday and the 1st of Ramadan, so I also took my car and went for a ride. As usual, there are people at the Republican Square, like any other Ramadan. There were tourists, kids, everybody was there. I stopped my car and got down, and like the many others, the many other Maldivians and public who were there, I was amongst them. When the police asked us to move from Jumhuri Maidan, from Republican Square, we came onto the road, Bortukurfanamagu, which is the Marine Drive. And I was standing there just amongst the people when again I was targeted, as many would have seen on the news. My question is, was that necessary, the brutality and the excessive force? If I was breaking any laws, the police officers had the right to come and arrest me there, and then I would have gone with them. That is as per Constitution, if they were to arrest me if I was breaking any law. But everybody saw the excessive force that they used on me, whereby I got hurt. And when I was being dragged on Republican Square towards the station, the Deputy Commissioner was in fact under the national flag. He was supervising the whole thing, to my dismay. Because here we have a state, a country, where there are men in uniform who are here to protect and serve. And when you get the feeling that your country is being ruled by gangs, and it's like gangsterville, then it's scary. When they dragged me, an officer pushed his handheld radio into my stomach a couple of times. And then later on, when I looked at the videos, I found that they were in fact covering media cameras with their hand. This is ridiculous.
Well, you're saying that excessive force was used on you, and you didn't do anything to provoke them in any sense, did you?
No. Well, the conduct of police officers today is very disheartening. It's terrible, I would say, because they were openly, verbally confronting the protesters, in arguments, and understanding the Constitution and the basic human rights that we have, and also trying to understand the discipline of police officers or men in uniform. I just couldn't be there, be a responsible citizen and be quiet when they were doing this. I repeatedly reminded the officers that they were breaking the Constitution and that they were against the law. And we will ensure that they will be brought to justice, and the officers who are breaking the law will be remanded. That was all we were saying. No, you can see from the videos it was peaceful. It wasn't even a protest. It was people gathering at Jumhuri Maidan, at the Republican Square, and they just panicked.
Do you feel these attacks were personal, and do you intend to press charges against this? Because a lot of senior MDP leaders have been actually arrested and assaulted by the police. So there's been rumors that these targets are personal. It's personal on the part of the police. So do you feel it's...
Well, there's reason to believe, because there have been messages for different senior party officials, even towards MDP leadership from their domains. Even from the Human Rights Commission domain, there was suspicion that there's been messages sent out. So apart from that, I have been receiving death threats on my mobile telephone. These cases have been reported to police, and none has been arrested so far. So there is reason to believe that the MDP leadership or senior officials of MDP or ministers of President Nasheed's cabinet are targeted. Yes, I think we are targeted. Yes.
Considering how the police have been in the past, before President Nasheed's regime and even after that, is there any change in how the police is treating protesters in dispersing the crowds? We've heard rumors that they are more violent now. Is this true?
Yes, I would say this is much worse. Well, I heard stories about torture in Gayoom jails, but then again we heard there were systems of torture. You knew over what time you'd be tortured, blah blah blah. But today there's no jailer, there's nobody in charge of the detention center. The boys, the blues here, they pick people from the street and then they themselves get on those boats. They take them to this island and then they deal with themselves. What we are seeing here is not a police service. No. We need. I feel sorry for them. I feel sorry for the country. They need serious counselling. They need serious rehabilitation. We shouldn't let a population. They're having an affair with the Maldivian people.
Well, time for some serious questions now. Do you believe Dr. Wahid's government has come about through the coup?
Yes, of course.
Why? Can you give me your reason?
Well, I was a cabinet minister. We discussed then the vice president's meetings with the opposition and many reasons to believe such. We asked him these questions. He refused to respond. He said it was not his day. He told us that he didn't have to share that information with cabinet. There and then some of the ministers even said that are you part of the coup, a coup that has been being brewed. Well, there were reasons for that, and I was there at the president's office during the last moments, and also just before the president resigned. He met some of the ministers. I was there in that room. I know what was discussed. I knew what was at stake. If he had delayed a couple of more minutes, perhaps along with him a lot of others, perhaps us, would have lost our lives. Yes, it is a coup. It was under duress. There's no doubt about it. No.
Now, this fight by MDP, it is very continuous. It's getting long and it's been continuous. And MDP has not backed, at all from their fight. Can MDP continue with the protest and keep on fighting, and how long do you think does the party have to go on?
I don't think it is MDP alone anymore. It is the country, the freedom lovers, and those who understand democratic values and human values, human rights. Those who don't understand, those who believe in Allah, but still go for someone else for their needs, they think otherwise. Perhaps they prefer to be like that. But I think increasingly today, majority of the Maldivian people want to have their lives, lived themselves. They want a democracy. They want freedom. We want. I think the majority of Maldivian, the majority of the Maldivian people want to be governed by a vote. That is very clear.
How has the international response been to the MDP protest and about the coup? I mean, recently the EU has had a committee meeting and has, in fact, on Thursday has advised the Maldives to consider having an investigation committee regarding the torture before 2008 and even now, and to restore democracy in the country. How do you think the international community is responding to the coup right now?
Well, I think as usual the response is slow, but here things move very fast. If you're going through a lunar cycle, they're the international community is responding with a solar cycle. So it is very slow, and because we are such a small country and our population is small, when you have 50 people being arrested every night, I think there has to be a more swift response from the international community, because here we are 100% Muslim community, a country crying out for democracy. We tried, we've tested it, it works fine for us, but then we've been hijacked, and I don't think the international community, our neighbors, should watch. This country is being destroyed, our economy is going down the drain, and uniformed men are just holding on to this coup regime. I just feel so sorry for the MNDF or the security services officers who are one of the finest from the world military academies. I wonder how they feel in their uniform today, because the country is just going down the drain, and will they just watch?
Coming back to the arrest of leaders of MDP, MDP has released a press statement saying Ali Wahid has been asked to appear in court on 29 July. Several MDP leaders are being summoned to the court and being charged unlawfully from what MDP is claiming to. What do you think is the government is trying to do? Are they step by step trying to disable MDP, or what is their intention really?
I think they're lost. They're running out of options, and what they're trying to do is silence us. And the voice of freedom can never be silenced. That's a mistake they're doing, and they'll keep on doing those mistakes, and the voice of freedom will get louder and louder and louder.
Well, as my last question, what would your message be to the people watching right now?
Stay strong, be strong. We will have to save our nation, for us, for our children, and for our children's children. They will not be able to go on torturing us and brutalizing us forever. Just be strong and let us work towards an election. We hope the world will help us. We hope the world will not leave us. We are not so many to be brutalized and killed.
Thank you, Mr. Adhil Saleem.
Thank you.
Former Transport and Communications Minister Adhil Saleem.